my next guest was amazingly the only Democrat in the Senate to break with his party and vote against limiting Trump's war powers. This was incredible. And then later in the week, 53 House Democrats voted against labeling Iran as a state sponsor of terror. Pennsylvania Democratic Senator John Fetterman joins me now. Senator Fetterman, I know you're not in the House, but I have to believe you have some thoughts on the 53 names we will scroll who did not have the audacity to vote to label Iran a state sponsor of terror.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the same list, that was it's the same part of the same list that refused to condemn Hamas after 10/7. So I mean, that's part of our party, and that 53, that's almost 25% of Democrats in the House that can't just call Iran as the world's biggest terrorism underwriter. That's where our party's been heading now. And now anti-Israel, that's part of the ongoing conversation. I can't imagine why you wouldn't just identify that what Iran is, and we all agree that.
Yeah. Well, we unearthed some sound from the former Democratic nominee for president of your party. Kamala Harris is sounding very different today versus just a short time ago. Let's watch this.
Which foreign country do you consider to be our greatest adversary?
Well, there are different reasons that we should be thoughtful about each. Most recently, I think there's an obvious one in mind, which is Iran. And look, I mean, Iran has American blood on their hands. Donald Trump has dragged us into a war the American people do not want. He has put American troops in harm's way. I unequivocally oppose this war of choice, and everyone should.
I mean, what happened?
Well, I think what happened now, but first I really have to say that now, if someone identifies America's top risk and or threat, and someone dispatches that in about 3 or 4 days and makes it impossible them to acquire nuclear weapons and their missile program, why isn't that a good thing? I don't know why that's not a great thing. And Hillary Clinton said the same thing back in 2015 when she was running in president. Virtually every Democrat that I'm aware of says we can never allow Iran to acquire nuclear bombs, and they were a significant risk to America. So I know why they don't say that now, because I'm aware that it is very damaging as a Democrat to just happen to agree with the president on anything. But for me, that's easy, a country over party what demands. Now, I don't know why we can't just be honest saying that, the last two professional candidates for the Democratic Party all agree that we can never allow Iran to acquire nuclear bombs, and that's made that possible now. I think we can say, hey, that's a great thing. That makes the world more safe, more secure, and holds Iran accountable.
Yeah, no doubt. Senator, I want to pull this up. So at 1:41 p.m., President Trump put out a tweet last week saying Kristi Noem was out and Markwayne Mullin is in for DHS Secretary. The reason I note the timestamp is 1:58 p.m., really quickly thereafter, you announced that you will be voting in favor to confirm Markwayne Mullin, someone who hails from the other party. How were you able to so quickly come to that determination?
Yeah, well, for me, it's like I've known him for a while. And actually, I first really got an opportunity to really get him to know. I was the only Democrat that joined him on that mission to Turks and Caicos to help save those Americans being locked up in prison because they had a couple random bullets in there as accidentally. So, I mean, he's a good dude. And I know it's a significant upgrade, and I'm absolutely going to vote for him.
Yeah, well, that's a good rationale, and you've, like you said, served with him. I want to end by asking you this. These are some entities within DHS that are at risk during this shutdown. CISA, we know that Iran wants to attack our grid. They want to engage in cyber attacks. CISA protects us against that. Coast Guard, Secret Service, TSA. I mean, I know that you've spoken to the pain of the federal workers, which is huge, but do you feel that you're concerned for national security with this shutdown now?
Well, of course it is. And that's why I'm the only Democrat that refused to vote to shutting down the DHS. Now, if we would want to make some reforms at ICE, but we all know that would have no impact on ICE, at this point. And now that's part of isolating. And now I know what the base demands to just vote to shut it down, but I refuse to do that because that's the wrong thing. I ask a lot of Americans, hey, do you like getting paid for the work that you do? I haven't met anyone that says, nah, that's okay, you don't have to pay me. But that's what we are requiring now, those folks in the DHS, not to get paid for the work that they do to help protect America and keep us safe. That's another fail of not choosing our country over the party.
Yes. Well, Senator Fetterman, go check out the 5 from yesterday. We had a great conversation about how much we love your style and your hoodie. So thank you, Senator Fetterman, for joining us as always.
Thanks for having me.
Hey everyone, I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kaylee McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.